Okay, we this is going to be how to do albums on your iPhone. So I'm going to open the Pictures app. You have two different views into the Pictures app that you care about. One is albums, which is here to the right. These are the albums that I have set up or are automatically set up by iPhone. And then you have photos, which are more like moments. See, it says moments up on the upper right, up the middle at the top. So these are the photos or movies I've made today, which includes the previous two screencasts that I made for you. These are pictures I took yesterday. These are pictures I took Wednesday. These are pictures that I took Tuesday, more on Tuesday, Monday, etc. So you could look at it by day or by month, or you can look at it in terms of albums. We're going to look at albums today. As I had mentioned to you, you can put things in albums. So I'm going to create a new album and show you what I mean. You could set your albums up to be by client, meaning Karen and Pat, or you could set them up by animal, meaning Cassidy or Balana. So we're going to do a plus sign here, and once you do the plus sign in the upper left, it says new album, enter a name for this album. I'm just going to pretend I'm you, and I'm going to say Cassidy, my favorite dog. Save. Now I have an empty album that is got Cassidy. As you can see, I was at the hairdresser's yesterday, and these three pictures have Cassidy in them. While my hair was being washed, Cassidy insisted on sitting on my lap. I'm looking for any other pictures I have of Cassidy. Going back, here's one. She's sleeping between my legs. Here's a couple. She's on the porch with Balana. I'm going back here. So I'm just looking through. Here's one where she's standing on a rug. Here's a movie I took with her on the deck and a picture. And here's her outside. I'm going to end it at that and say done. And now here I am back at albums. And I'm looking for my Cassidy album. Here it is. Here's the Cassidy album and all the pictures that I had chosen. Now you see, you asked me what is live. What is that live up in the middle and top? As you go onto a picture, when you take a picture with live, it takes a second before, a second after, and the second of the picture, and adds those 3 seconds together, and then you get kind of little action going. It almost looks like a mini movie, but this is there's baby girl, she was moving her head. There she was moving her head again. And these are different pictures and here's a movie with Cassidy. Here's another live photo. This is actually a slow-mo picture. Anyways, that's how you do albums. Now here's a wonderful thing. When you have iCloud on, which we'll confirm today, all of these same albums end up being created on your computer in the Photos app on there. So whatever you do on your iPhone is replicated on the Mac. So you can look in either place, and if you want to set up your albums to be client-oriented or animal-oriented, you can do that. It's a little bit of work to look through your pictures every day and throw them in different albums. Now let's say you have an existing album. So here's an album called some of these are just self-created by Apple. So let's say his favorites. If you take any picture in your photos, let's take this one. If I mark a little heart underneath it, see how I filled in this heart down in the bottom middle? That will automatically show up in favorites. So that's a good way, if you're on the run or you're in a hurry, you can go through and just favorite them until you have time to put them in albums. But let's say you're in an album. Here I am in an album. Let me pick an album here. I'll take Cassidy again, make it easy. And now I want to add a picture to that. How do I do that? So I'm going to Whoops. I'm going to hit select in the upper right. It says select, and then whoops, deselect. That's not how you add to an album. Sorry. Oh, sorry. Here it is. But I figured these things out as I go along. So down at the bottom, add. You hit add, and then I can look back and find more pictures of Cassidy. I usually don't have to go very far, and there'll be a picture of Cassidy. And here's Cassidy with her groomer, and so now I've just added that. So what you have to do is, within an album, let's go back to this album, Cassidy. You have to kind of select. I hit select, then there's an add, okay? Now, I'm going to cancel that. You like to send pictures from pictures to people, and the only problem with doing that, it's fine for messages, but if you're doing it for email, you will be using an iCloud address, and then if people write back to you, unless you're checking in the Mail app, not the Gmail app, you won't be able to see those email answers. But let's say you want to message this. So I'm going to take this groomer picture, and I'm going to hit this arrow that goes up. I'm going to hit message, and then I'm going to type in Pat's name, who is my helper. And there I go, and I go, Cassidy getting groomed. As you can see, there's helpful little sentences. So then, Cassidy getting groomed, and then I can send that off. Boom, it went, okay? But if I want to email that same picture, let's say I pull that picture up, and I want to hit that right up arrow, and I want to mail it. Notice it says from KarenFetty@me.com, which is an Apple address. iCloud used to be me.com. Now it's iCloud.com. So they just use my older one. And then I say Pat, and I say groomer picture. And I send that off. I get to choose, do I want it to be small, medium, large? I just pick medium as my normal sending because you don't want people to get really big pictures. And that's a very cute picture of Cassidy. So that's how we can make albums, send pictures from photos into either messages or email. But if you do use email, it will use an Apple address. And in order to access those emails, you would have to use Mail on your computer or Mail on your iPhone. And we can go over that if you need it. Signing off.